Hi, it is Robin Ellis, otherwise known as Inspired Robin Healer, coming to you on the 8/8 portal. So it is Thursday, the 8th of August, 2024. And I wanted to do a portal reading, but I just didn't have the space nor the bandwidth to hop on and record something prior to today. So here I am sitting right at the end of the portal on the Thursday, recording a message and pulling some cards for what is to be for the rest of August 2024, how I'm feeling the energy and how I'm seeing things play out. And boy, has it been interesting. I will hopefully link Amanda Ellis's 8/8 portal reading on this show notes of this particular reading, because her lionsgate message was really quite potent and made sense to me. And because I use her card decks, her sprays, and I follow her, and our energies seem to vibe, and you know your energies vibe with who you vibe with, I just felt like she was right onto it with regards to how things are feeling at the moment. And interestingly, I've come into this recording with a bit of a blank headspace on that as well, so that I can just feel into what I'm feeling. And that's where we're going. We are going into our higher selves, our own soul, heart, mission feeling about life, and navigating things, learning to hone who we are and how we experience the world and how we experience life. And one of the big key things that I'm noticing is also understanding that we are all in this together. We are all sharing this space, and we are all needing to be mindful that it's not just about us. It's about all of us. We're all here using this earth. Like, as an example, today I noticed myself driving and not noticing, someone else in the path. And it was that whole awareness of being aware that there's other people using our road or on our road with us. So be mindful and know we're not here on our own. We are here together. Interestingly. And I had a moment earlier this week, if you follow me on Instagram at Inspired Robin, where I got a bit ranty about some things that I noticed on my drive to yoga from the school run. So on the right drive to the school run and to yoga. And I got ranty, and I probably focused a little bit on the negative side of it. So I like to learn and teach from an experiential place, and this is where I am coming from here with this particular message. And I noticed, the weed sprayer from the council spraying at a time when people are really driving to school, driving to work. It's a busy time, and I got a mouthful of the toxic poisons that he was using to beautify the neighborhood, but also to, probably put some stuff out there that's not very nice. But I was focusing on that fact. But the heart of what my message was, and my wanting to stand up, was probably the inner child in me that wanted to stand up for things that I felt weren't right in the world at the time. And I felt compelled to come out and just say, with love, please be mindful of others and what you're doing to others in your actions when you're out there spraying weed killer. Maybe choosing a time. I know you need to get it done. I know it's, the start of your workday. You need to get your job done today, and this is on your agenda. But when we've got things to do, to be mindful of, how it affects people. It affects others. And in this instance, it was a busy time of the day, and there's a lot of little kids, teenagers, people on bikes, people in cars, trying to get to places, and it's the peak time of the morning. Why are you doing it at that particular time of the day? Why can't you choose to use a quieter time to spray your poison? There was another incident with a driver that wasn't paying attention and was only in their headspace wanting to get to where they want to get to, and almost head-on collisioned with me because they went over a line on a road that is busy at that time as well, and also isn't an overtaking lane. And my first thought and reaction to that was, oh, thank Christ we've got guardian angels watching over us, and that didn't turn into something tragic and not very pretty. So for some beautiful reason, it flowed that we didn't have a head-on collision. So I'm grateful for that. But at the same time, I'm like thinking, why isn't he or she paying attention to, one, the road rules, and two, that there's other people sharing this road? That's so selfish, you know? So I feel like that was an example of how we are shifting into an awareness that we're not here on our own, we're here together. This has been a really strong message. It feels like that's what is birthing through a lot of what's happening in the world at the moment, with all of the conflict and the angst in parts of the world as well. So that's just my personal experiential observation at the moment with what's going on with the energy. Let me know in the comments if you're noticing that kind of thing as well. It could be just the stage of personal growth that I am in at the moment with the work with the yoga and, you know, the personal development that I've done and working with energy and spirit. Our awarenesses are all on different levels, and that's another thing that we also need to understand, is that we're all at different stages in the game. And so when we do get triggered or notice things, you know, we need to be mindful as well of where other people are at and understand that we're all at different places in our self-growth, in our awareness, and in our spiritual growth as well. So it's also that compassion and that understanding that we're all different, we're all at different phases and stages, and that we need to understand that too. It feels like the divide, I think Amanda talked about this too, that division, and a lot of other spiritual teachers out there that I follow have been also talking and noticing about how there's that divide that's happened in life that we're starting to close a little bit more and notice and understand and have some compassion for as a collective. So it's a slow process, but it feels accelerated at the moment with this lionsgate energy, the 888, as Amanda said, portal, because it is an 888 energy. We're in an 8 year. She also mentions in her video about those of us that are on 8 life paths, which I know I am, we'll be noticing some things differently as well at the moment because of the energies of the number 8. So that's interesting. Yeah, my numerological life path is an 8. So yeah, I recognize that too. I think my husband's is as well, because he's noticing a lot of stuff. We've had a lot of challenge happening, and I notice, you know, just to be able to step back from a different perspective, having done the work that I've done and had the energies shift in me, just to being able to navigate slightly differently to how I would have once before navigated challenges like we've had, differently to how I used to. That's another thing you might notice as well. It's all good. Let's see what Archangel Metatron wants to share for the remainder of this August as we head through. I know I follow Steve Judd, astrologer, as well, and he talked about the energies. I noted down in my diary here for August the areas and the dates to be mindful of in this month, because he talks about, I know at the beginning of the year, in his beginning of the year message, he wrote about or spoke about the financial white elephant, mountains out of molehills energies, starting from around just after the Lionsgate, so around the 11th week. So I think he was pointing out the dates of the 14th to the 16th and the 19th to the 22nd. And I do know we've got the full moon this month on Tuesday the 20th of August in Aquarius. So that Aquarian energy coming through. And he talked a lot this month in his reading on August and the lionsgate energy of a lot of the financial stuff that might be coming to a head around that mid-month time, and it might be a bit challenging. He mentions in his, if you want to go check him out, Steve Judd, in his reading that some of us might find that a bit interesting, the world financial stuff. And don't get triggered too much by it. Don't read into a lot of the hype around it too much. Yes, it could be possible that there are some challenges, but we need to stay in the light. And I'm noticing also a lot of my light tribe compatriots out there are also like doing a lot of work out to show that they are in their light and shining a light and working really diligently in staying in the light for people so that we can help build this up with the light, because the shadows are rampant. They're out there. We are facing our own shadows as the world faces its shadows. So let's just pull a card from the Archangel Metatron Self-Mastery Oracle from Amanda Ellis and Jane Delaford-Taylor. 2 cards. Wake up call, listen and take note. And the New Dawn card. I think we've had this in some of the weekly readings as well. So these are the 2 cards. And this feels very relevant. We're seeing, and as I'm like what I've just been talking about, we are noticing a lot of wake up calls on what's happening in the energy, how we're needing to show up, and also what we're needing to do in our own lives. But collectively, that is also connected. We're all interconnected, all of us. And the new dawn is coming. So let's read card number 11. That is also a number, master number, that just gives us an indication that our angels and archangels and guides are speaking to us. They are around, letting us know what we need, supporting us in our needs. So that this image by Jane is very relevant to what I've been feeling. Another thing I've also noticed on speaking about that, because I just was looking at the angel wings, I've been having a lot of pain in my back the last 24 hours, a little bit longer actually, probably, the last 24 hours. And it's been coming and going, and it's my area where I have scoliosis and can get painful at times. And I felt like, the world on the shoulder tension. A lot of commentary on spinal alignment at this moment, like since the last month, even for the last few months with our activations happening, the spine being an important part of our connectivity, ourselves and our growth. And we are realigning. And I just feel like that is also relevant to mention. If you're having any back pain, some ways to help it out. I know yoga has helped me, meditation, mindfulness, energy, healing, as well as getting out into nature. Nature is a healer. And at this moment, the elementals, Mother Gaia, Pachamama, very helpful. Getting onto the grass. I did my last weekend energy reading, sitting outdoors on the grass in my backyard, to the beach, forest. Just walking and being in nature is healing for that at the moment, because there are a lot of solar upgrades happening and all that good stuff. So it is moving us, it's shaking us, and I noticed last night when I was sleeping, it was a little bit lucid and there was a lot of that pain, and I was working through a lot of things in my dream state with regards to that pain. So just go with the flow, and listen to the guidance that's coming through, because it is. And this card is sharing with us that there is a wake-up call. So we're wanting to listen and take note. Card number 11 links to the planet Pluto and rebirth. It also relates to the 1111 coded wake-up call, programmed to make us sit up and take notice of spirit. It is a time to step into the deepest trust and heed the clarion call of the mighty Archangel Metatron, This call cannot be drowned out by fear or denial of that which is before you now. It is time to step into the deepest trust and heed this wake-up call, which may be spiritual in nature or affecting something very physical around you now. You have been aware for some time that something needed to change, something is coming, or that a situation can no longer carry on. Your inner voice may have whispered, but Metatron now shouts the warning message loudly for you to hear. You may experience ringing in your ears, popping of energy, or an unblocking of one or both ears as you hear Metatron call you. You may also see numbers, particularly the combination of 1111, which are prompting you to see things in a new way, but also to let you know that Metatron is with you. He does so with love and urgency and is as a warning that to carry on regardless, not heeding the advice and guidance carries consequences. And if this calling is ignored, your path will no longer be in alignment with your soul's true calling. So be very mindful. I've been talking a lot about mindfulness. And also that just reminded me of the card that I pulled on Monday when I did have that rant, and I recorded the rant and I posted it straight away to Instagram. The card at yoga was Heaven on Earth. And I do know Amanda talked about and channeled that from Archangel Metatron as well, that we are capable, and there is truth in that statement that there is the possibility, and it is true that there is heaven on earth, and we need to be mindful in living that with that mindset, with that knowledge. So that's some Metatron message there. Whew. Metatron is with you. He does so with love and urgency and is warning that to carry on regardless, not heeding the advice. I'm repeating this because it's important. The advice and guidance carries consequences, and if this calling is ignored, your path will no longer be in alignment with your soul's true calling. So for me to listen to that message that I received from the card that I pulled at yoga about heaven on earth is important, as is just recognizing that sometimes our thoughts aren't our thoughts, and they're just awareness of energy. They're awareness of what's happening collectively, and they're awareness of us learning to connect with our higher selves and recognize that, and recognize our reaction to stuff going on and asking whether it's ours or not, and also being compassionate, like I was saying earlier, about where others might be at on their path. And that's okay, because we've been there too. It's unity consciousness, really. It's Christ consciousness. The call may be set against a backdrop of challenge. You may feel the lightning strikes around you, wondering how long you can stay out in the storm without getting more wounded than you already are. You have wounds that are raw from having stayed too long, tried too much, and reached a dead end. It is time for a different approach. There is nowhere to go now except into surrender. Archangel Metatron comes not to bring chaos or pain into your world, but to correct imbalance, bring you back to yourself, and open new doors where old ones have closed. And I'm noticing this too. There's a lot of reshuffling of what we thought we were meant to be here doing to what we actually are here doing. And it's recognizing that and going a lot with the flow, I feel. Going with the flow of the signs that we're getting, the messages that we're getting, and the directions we're getting moved towards. You can ignore the call, carry on as before, but he will come back, and each time the call for change will be louder and still more insistent. Metatron never gives up on you, never abandons you, and always has your best interest at heart, as well as everyone else concerned in any event, situation, or relationship. The wake-up call signals that one way of doing life is now over. You need to prepare for the new, and it will be done for the highest good for you and anyone else involved. What seems difficult and at times impossible will be made easier for you. There is still a short time to prepare, to evaluate, to gather your strength, but the winds of change are here and time is running out. Things are changing, and if we don't change ourselves and the way we are seeing it, it is going to be more challenging for us. And this is the message that Metatron's giving. Metatron reaches out his arms to help carry you with grace to the next stage of your journey. As the call by you is heeded, the skies lighten, the golden rays come back to you, and the light pierces the darkness to reveal a new vision, a new life, a new possibility. Wake-up calls can be both individual, affecting our own day-to-day life, and collective, entwined with raising global consciousness. So that is certainly what I'm feeling and seeing and experiencing. And just notice, be really mindfully noticing the energy, the environment, the sun, the way the sun lights up and darkens. Sometimes that can really give us moods. Looking at the clouds and seeing the wisps and the energy in nature is also another sign of acknowledgement for things. And just how you're feeling angst about stuff is a sign that something's out of alignment, needing a look at and needing a shift. This is the way of moving toward the new dawn, the new consciousness, the new you, the new world, the new earth is what I feel. So we've got 10, card number 10, which is the one before 11, obviously. So this one's welcome back. The journey has been long and the challenge is hard, but you come now to the end of these difficulties, ready to start anew. So if you're listening to the wake-up call and you're heeding the messages that Metatron is bringing for you, and your higher self is bringing for you, and your guides are bringing for you, and life is bringing for you, then, yeah, you're ready to welcome back. And this is what August will bring towards the end of the month, I'm getting. Is it towards the end of the month? Yeah. Do the work. Do the work. Listen. Be conscious. Be aware. Be paying attention. Be making the changes that you need to make, that you're guided to make, that you're noticing and flowing with. You may have thought you never would reach this place, even now finding it hard to truly believe the darker days are behind you. You may have struggled and also lost faith during these times, yet you always were able to keep going, persevering, and believing in better times ahead. A new dawn is birthed when we come out of a tunnel of our own darkness and into a new landscape. Often it can be a journey away from a dark night of the soul experience back to a healed version of ourselves. It takes courage to take the first steps out of the tunnel into an unknown world. This is where Metatron helps. The light can be blinding after being in the darkness for so long. It takes adjustment for all our senses to get used to a new reality. Stand on this precipice of a new dawn and just appreciate for a moment all you have been through and all you survived, with the knowledge that you are stronger as a result. The path ahead now is a blank page that you have earned, a page on which you can write your own new story and destiny. For now, just keep focused on the sunrise ahead, signifying a new day and a new start. The sun's beauty and reflected rays bring warmth where they are needed and lift your spirits to see new possibilities. The dream that was once a far-off vision is now closer than you ever thought possible. Allow the healing from the bright light to bathe your body, mind, and soul. It has been so long since you truly felt this level of light within and around you. Relax. If you are not supposed to see the whole new story yet, which is why the landscape is bare. In time, you will add the main characters and themes that you want to enjoy and work with in this new world. And I'm getting ringing in my ears on that one. There will be some behavior and maybe certain people that you have had to symbolically or physically leave behind to get to this new place. This is fine. Look toward the horizon. You cannot see yet who will appear over it or what surprises await you. Yet, look at the sunlight and feel the warmth and love that is here. This new journey is one to be savoured and experienced in all its glory. This is Friendly Place, a universe that embraces the new you and all you truly came here to be. Welcome back to the light. And this is the hope that Metatron is bringing in the darkness, in the times that we are needing to hear the call, the wake-up call, to listen to spirit, listen to our guidance, listen to others even, like not necessarily, actually no, not so much others, because others can dictate or interfere with our own connection. One other thing that I want to note that I've been picking up on, particularly with the yoga teacher training as well, and a lot of the guidance that I've been hearing and getting, and the coaching that I've received as well in the past weeks, has been to learn to go within a lot more so that we can hear. That is a hint or tip for all of us. We're needing to shut down a lot of the noise. Yes, I know you're listening to me now, but to come to ourselves and to connect with our higher selves and to connect with our spirit guides, our Archangel Metatrons, if that's who your spirit guide, one of your spirit guides is, like he is for me. He's around all of us anyway, and if you're watching me, he probably is in your life. Archangel Michael is also a big presence for me, and has been, and for a lot of us, that when we're first starting out on this spiritual path, Archangel Michael tends to be the one we gravitate towards. He's the one that we know and feel the energy of first, and he brings us to hearing Archangel Metatron and all the others, and to our higher selves and to our healing journeys. So coming to meditate more, breathe. Breath work is something I've learnt in the past weekend, especially breathing through the nose and out. And just mindfulness. Coming to a calm space where we can be in our own energy. Shutting off the social media, shutting off the media, shutting off the Netflix and the family talk and the friend talk and the peer talk and all the talk that goes on around us. Getting into nature, that's why we were talking nature as a healer, and just sitting with ourselves a lot more with our own energy, building ritual around that so that we are connected in with our own calling, our own energy, our own selves. Listening to that bird song, listening to meditation music if that's your vibe. Listening to the wind. Listening to our heartbeats. Slowing down our breath. Slowing down our mind chatter, our thoughts. Connecting with our heartbeat. Clearing out the clutter in our mind, clearing out the thoughts in our mind, and creating a message and a memory, like a memory defrag. So that we can come to a place where we know what's really important to us, to ourselves, and what we're wanting. Journal it down, write our list. Get it out of your head so that you can get to a place where you are in your energy of trust, faith, and light. It's really important that we're all doing this work with ourselves. I know I've been working on morning ritual of breath, which is helping me. The ritual of getting to do a yoga flow very regularly. If not every day, most days of the week is one of my things. It might be getting to the gym for you. It might be going for that beach walk or that forest walk or even walking the block for you. Mindful meditation as you walk, as you flow, It helps us come to a calm center. It helps us connect with who we are and what we're wanting to be, to flow and be able to navigate the busyness of life in a centered place. It just seems to be really important at the moment that we're doing this. And if you're finding it a struggle, then get some healing. Come and see me. Hook into me. What's going on? If you're not local to me and you're overseas or interstate, I do distance work, particularly the remote stuff. Mini healing, $55 Australian. Book it in. Let me know the thing that's stopping you, the thing that's ruminating in your brain that's not letting you relax. And I can look into that for you energetically with my guides. Help clear the interference, energetic interference, because that's what I do. And help you get to a place where you can come to this place where you're just feeling in the zone, in your zone. It's not anyone else's zone, it's your zone. We're all wanting to get into our zone so that we're able to mindfully navigate life and be in a good headspace to navigate in this new dawn that we're moving into. It's very important. And we're noticing that is where we're headed. And we're wanting to listen and take note to the guides as well with how we're navigating it too. Because they're there. They're around us. They're giving us messages. They're giving us 1111 signs. They're giving us nature signs. They're giving us light signs with the sun and the moon and the stars and the sky, the way the sky is looking. So yeah, this is very important at the moment. I'm going to pull a Christ consciousness card. We're going to spray the Master Jesus spray before we shuffle the deck. Because Christ consciousness is with us. It's with us in our reactivity. And hopefully we're reacting, or we're learning to take that space and that centeredness when it comes to navigating life and the path. With consciousness for others. Not just self-talk, self-acting. So, Jesus, what message do you have for us with this August energy? So, Jesus is wanting us to bring forgiveness in as we are collectively noticing each other again. It sets you free. True. Card number 13. Let's read it. And let's take in what the message is for you. So listen to the words. For you. Because we're just talking about you being in your own heart, your own energy, without all the interference. So what does this message here, because I've never read this message before, have for you personally? One of the central teachings of Jesus was forgiveness, as he knew it held within it the most powerful catalyst for positive change, freeing you and bringing in new possibilities and hope. Pulling this card may imply there is someone or something you need to forgive. Their deeds that hurt you may have been small or enormous, short or long term, and the damage for your physical, mental, and emotional health may be considerable. However, the act of forgiving is a process that can start today via a gesture, a thought, or simply a willingness to let go of the past. Forgiving is a present tense action. It does not negate what may have happened previously or pretend it didn't occur. It simply marks a line in the sand that from now on, you will give less attention to what they did wrong and more to moving beyond it. Whatever has occurred does not define you. It is one part of a much larger whole that makes up your multifaceted soul. Forgiveness is card number 13 in this deck, and a nod to mastery, since it isn't easy or the first thing we think of doing when we are hurt. It can take time. However, as part of a path of healing, it is vital, since not to do so hardens our heart. It keeps us keeps up our defenses and a line of attack, and can keep us in victimhood energy rather than the survivor who thrives. The 13th number also always represents birth and what lies beyond the ashes of the old. Forgiveness frees you. So today, think about where you still feel tied to a past transgression, act of betrayal, violation, or unkind word or deed. It may be that you seek to understand another's motives, to see things from different perspectives, or to learn something. Or it might be unfathomable, but forgiveness is the same remedy that will help you now. We are not in control of how another behaves or acts, but we are able to control our own response to it. Over time, forgiveness will always come knocking, looking for the right moment to build bridges or simply allow you to let go with love. This card shows former enemies across the barricades embracing as they recognize that by fighting each other, they are fighting their fellow brother. It shows that nothing is too big to be forgiven, and that much inner work will have preceded the embrace. Putting down arms is a gift not just to those involved, but every generation that follows. We are shown how Jesus acted when he forgave. A pertinent teaching was, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do," which seems especially relevant for these changing days where many are still blind to their own higher consciousness. When we know better and have Christ's footsteps to follow, we are encouraged to be the one who holds the olive branch of healing out to another, knowing that we will be surrounded by spiritual help, light, and protection in doing so. The embrace of two souls who were lost to each other is greeted by a chorus of joy in heavenly realms, just as the cries that came before it are watched over and held to. Forgiveness can also be an act we need to give ourselves when we have been our own worst critic, driven ourselves too hard, abused ourselves, or not looked after our own needs. However, forgiveness figures for you right now. Tread softly with love and the deep wisdom within, and take a step toward it now. What a beautiful message. And I'm feeling throat chakra. So in that instance, I'm going to bring in the blue spray, the one that I have, Archangel Michael, communication and safety. I feel like Archangel Michael wants to come through now to send us some blue healing light to our throat chakras, so that if we're needing to express words of forgiveness or to hear forgiveness come from someone else that we're seeking that forgiveness from, be it to ourselves, let it be possible. Let it be possible this Lionsgate, this August 2024, so that we can move on, feeling the clearing in the headspace. So whatever that message was for you, there were things coming up for me, but I don't want to interfere with the message. I want you to take what you get from that, because my job here is for empowerment of you to become your own healer and to heal yourself. Yes, I can come in, and this is also channeling Archangel Michael. I can come in and cut cords, unhook crooks, ties, binds, and attachments for you. Bring in my sword and clear the energetic layers away that are stopping you from being able to forgive, from being able to see and notice what it is that you need. But at the end of the day, you're the one that does it. You're the one that forgives. We can help with the energy around that forgiveness. But at the end of the day, it comes from you. The words come from your voice, speaking them out loud, and it being heard by the person receiving the forgiveness. Or by your ears hearing that person that you're wanting forgiveness from to speak it to you, and for you to receive it in your heart and in your soul. So let's clear those channels energetically for you so that this may happen, so that you may believe and have faith that it is true, that it is real, that it is happening, and that you can do it, or that they are doing it, and that the receival and the reciprocal energy of the forgiveness is experienced, received with love and with faith and trust. And we do understand that there are people with PTSD. Trauma has ensued, stress, and it has created a cycle. Seek out the people, the healers that can help you, the therapists that can help you to unhook that trauma. It's a good time to ask for help in your quest for forgiveness. And I know and I see many of you with the third eye is hurting on that thought. It's very blocked, it's very stagnant. There's pain. There is pain there. And it makes it very difficult for you to see the light, to seek the help, to find and trust someone that can help you. So just sit with that. Let's sit with this energy here right now. Let's spray some more Michael energy in case it's not strong enough for you. These sprays are powerful. They're available at Angelic Celestial Colours. So if you're wanting to purchase your own, head to their website. I'll pop the link in the show notes here. The crown chakra and the third eye. There's a lot going on. The pineal gland, the brain. There's a lot around this topic. There's toxicity, there's chemical interference, there's viral interference, there's heavy metals. This is what Robin picks up on. This is how we teach her. We show her what's going on for people with the block around this. So if you're feeling that resistance to forgive because you are experiencing that trauma, we offer you some healing. So feel that, sit with it. If it's not Robin that you see, like you see being your healer, your therapist, there will be somebody out there in your world that you can feel in your heart, soul, and energy a trust for assistance with you. We invite you to seek out those who can help you to move through this. There's many of us, light workers, healers, therapists, with good hearts of 100% pure divine light. That can be of service to help you navigate through where your head is hurting. There's just a lot of head hurting, and it's just really hard to push through. It could show up as depression, anxiety, I'm hearing agoraphobia, where you just don't want to go out. And I don't know if you're going to see this video and receive this energy. But you're not alone in this, and there is help out there, and this is where Archangel Michael wants to let you know that. There are people out here that can help. And we're doing our little part here right now as I hold my hands up and I send Archangel Michael's energy through to you watching, listening. In the hopes that maybe you might find the courage to seek the help to move forward. And thank you for watching if you're one of those light workers that's here to help others. If you feel free to, comment on this YouTube video, because someone might prefer your energy to mine. If you are 100% working with 100% pure divine light and love. And when you are seeking that help, ask for the confirmation that that therapist, that healer, is working with 100% pure divine love and light. And feel it here in your heart. You'll just know. It's a vibration. Learn to tune into it in your heart because your head isn't in a good place. Feel it in your hearts if you can. Feel like the energy of a warm hug. Feel it like the energy of your angels, Archangel Michael, placing his hands on your shoulders. Feel into that, because he will. And look out for signs when you're asking on whether to go with someone in particular. I use pendulums. You might use a pendulum. Yes or no. See how it swings differently. Yes, no, and you'll have your own, it'll do its own thing for you and your energy. That is pulling the energy of your inner knowing through and making the crystal move. That's one way. Tuning in, yes or no, like holding your heart and just asking for a yet, like, is this person working with 100% pure, divine, uncontaminated, loving light and can help me with my forgiveness or my stress, my trauma. So you'll lean back if it's a no. And if it's a yes, it'll be a lean forward. But right now I'm getting a really strong no at myself, which is interesting. Am I good at helping myself? No. Do I need to get help with others? Yes. See? Even the healer needs healing on her own stuff. So Archangel Michael is sharing with me and my higher self that it's worthwhile for me to go and seek therapy from somebody else. And he's pulling me really strongly on that. Yes, make it a priority. Because we all, no matter where we're at on our path, have something. And I've noticed that. So it is worth, getting assistance when needed to help. The more we're working on our own stuff, the whole much easier this new dawn's going to be for us. Okay? So I'm going to leave it there. These are the 3 cards that we've pulled for this Lionsgate portal and the rest of the month. And yeah, we're going to have some tests, definitely, but we need to be listening to the messages and guidance coming through for us. Working on our forgiveness, it seems. Who do we need to forgive? And that new dawn is right there, dead center, waiting in anticipation for us to make the moves, to heed the call. to do the work that we need to do. It seems forgiveness is the theme of that work in particular, collectively and personally. It's going to help us move forward. So thank you for being here. I know this has been a long channeling and I appreciate you. My website is inspiredrobin.com. That's where you will find my services, and I work remotely via distance and in person in Budrum on the Sunshine Coast, Queensland, Australia. And I have plenty of times available. Not so many next week, but after that, yeah, definitely. So reach out to me and I will help you out. Thank you and bye for now.